Have you ever looked into her eyes and felt something ancient awaken inside you? A storm without a name, a sweetness that dulled your caution, a gaze that made you forget the edge of your own sword. That isn't poetry, that's design. Nature's architecture hidden behind a beautiful disguise. Modern men didn't abandon this knowledge because it was false. They abandoned it because it was too costly to know. The truth about the feminine doesn't flatter the ego. It refines it through fire. And only few men have the courage to walk through that fire without losing themselves. Socrates walked into that fire willingly, not out of hatred for women, but out of hunger for truth. He understood what most men still fear, that the mystery of woman is not an illusion to solve, but a mirror to survive. And through that mirror, man meets his own weakness face to face. He warned not with bitterness, but with tempered clarity, that where men are forged by reason, women are formed in layers of emotion and instinct, not to demean, but to awaken. Because what is veiled should not be trusted blindly, and what enchants must first be understood before it consumes. The men of Athens laughed. The jurors condemned him. Yet Socrates smiled, because he knew the man who understands a woman only by her beauty and not by her nature is like a soldier seduced by the shimmer of his enemy's blade. Beautiful to look at, fatal to hold. Socrates taught in questions, not answers. So ask yourself, why does she desire power in the shadows? Why is her affection often mixed with strategy? Why does her silence speak louder than her words? If you do not ask, you will not see. And if you do not see, you will kneel. In the Republic, he spoke of the just soul, ruled by reason, balanced in spirit, disciplined in appetite. But what of the man who builds his world around a woman he does not understand? That man is not building peace. He is building a shrine to confusion. Socrates warned of the tyrant soul, led by desire, thirsty for approval, restless in its chase. And how many men today wear the suit of logic while being slaves to lust for feminine validation? Men who build kingdoms not for purpose, but for the hope of being seen. Understand this. Socrates never warned you of women. He warned you of yourself. When you don't understand her nature, she isn't your enemy. She's your test. The challenge that separates the grounded from the lost, the thinker from the fool who mistakes pleasure for purpose. You were taught to chase beauty, but Socrates knew beauty is the bait, not the truth. What matters is the intention beneath it. Most men fall not because she's cruel, but because they chase her form and forget her essence. They fall into design, not destiny. Every connection begins with curiosity, but it often ends with control. One person seeks to understand, the other to be understood. Somewhere between attention and approval, something sacred is lost. The ability to simply see another without needing to own the reflection they cast. We mistake interest for intimacy, as if being seen means being loved. But love without freedom is a cage lined with silk. It feels warm at first, soft, safe, until you realize the bars are woven from the fear of losing what was never yours to keep. People rarely fall for who you are. They fall for how you make them feel about themselves. It's not deception, it's human nature. The silent exchange of validation dressed as affection. When the feeling fades, the illusion cracks, and truth quietly walks out. Power doesn't always shout. Sometimes it whispers through attention. The one who can withdraw it without anger holds the true advantage. Detachment isn't coldness. It's the refusal to trade peace for temporary emotional chaos. Modern relationships are often negotiations of ego disguised as love. Everyone claims they want honesty, yet honesty often destroys the fantasy that kept them comfortable. Truth is magnetic but also merciless. It leaves no room for performance. When someone sees you as a mirror for their desires, you stop being human and become a symbol. Symbols are worshipped or destroyed, nothing in between. The tragedy is that genuine connection cannot survive where people need symbols more than souls. Attraction is not just chemistry, it's communication between wounds. We are drawn to those who speak the language of our pain fluently. The challenge isn't finding someone who understands you. It's finding someone who won't weaponize that understanding. Control often hides behind affection. The more someone fears abandonment, the tighter they hold. But love that clings becomes love that chokes. To hold someone truly is to hold them lightly, knowing that freedom, not fear, is what keeps them close. In the pursuit of connection, we often abandon ourselves. We shrink, adjust, perform, until our reflection no longer feels familiar. Real love begins the moment you stop negotiating your worth for someone else's comfort. Silence reveals more truth than conversation ever will. When someone pulls away, listen to what your absence teaches you. If peace enters where chaos once lived, you weren't losing love, you were losing illusion. Love that demands constant reassurance isn't love, it's fear wearing perfume. Real affection doesn't beg to be seen, it exists quietly, confident in its presence. The loudest love stories often fade first, while the quiet ones echo the longest. People who fear losing control often disguise it as protection. I care for you becomes, I need to manage you. But the moment affection becomes authority, connection dies. Freedom is not the absence of care, it's the proof of trust. The most dangerous illusion is thinking you can fix someone who benefits from being broken. Some wounds are maintained for attention, not healing. When love becomes labor, step back. Real compassion knows when to stop saving what resists salvation. Every heartbreak has a curriculum. It teaches what your boundaries forgot to say. The pain you feel isn't punishment. It's a language reminding you what you deserve. Lessons of love are rarely gentle, but they are always sacred. In a world obsessed with appearances, authenticity becomes rebellion. The moment you stop performing for acceptance, you threaten every illusion that depended on your compliance. Peace will cost you the audience that preferred your mask. People often chase love as a cure for loneliness, not realizing it can amplify it. When you depend on someone to silence your emptiness, their absence becomes unbearable. Wholeness isn't found in another. It's what makes love sustainable. Silence after chaos isn't emptiness, it's clarity. Once the noise fades, you finally hear what your intuition whispered all along. Truth doesn't arrive with drama. It enters quietly like dawn, revealing what darkness disguised as devotion. When someone treats your peace like a threat, understand this. They were never in love with you, only with the control your calm denied them. Chaos thrives where boundaries are weak. The moment you choose peace, manipulation loses its language. The most painful distance isn't physical, it's emotional. To lie beside someone and still feel invisible is a loneliness deeper than solitude. Love isn't measured by proximity, but by presence. And absence can exist in the same room. Healing isn't about forgetting, it's about remembering without the pain owning you. Closure isn't found in apologies, but in acceptance. The story still exists, but now it belongs to memory, not to your identity.